Right, hello once again YouTube. Welcome back to something we haven't played for a little bit. It's Kerbal Space Program. Now, some of you guys who've been watching through the Finest Hour series might be squinting at this little aeroplane we've got here and going, no, this looks vaguely familiar. Have I seen this before? You have. This is the Light Fighter. Or rather, this is a Kerbal Space Program version of the Light Fighter because, as it is our big 250 subscribers special, which is indeed what we're doing here, I figured we could do a little bit of a merger between a few different ideas. So, I didn't originally know what I was going to do. I was thinking I was going to record on Friday for the big sub special. Sorry about anyone who's left their ideas a bit late. I've ended up recording earlier than planned. But what I thought could be fun is to combine the two big series I've done on the channel, I would argue, like the Kerbal Space Program one and the From the Depths one, and replicate some of the From the Depths craft we've made in Kerbal. But there's another step to it. Because it's not going to be primarily mine, and it's not just going to be those. So what I'm thinking is, what I want to do is, because you guys have been very nice and sending in a load of crafts and things to have a look at, I figured I'd replicate some of the aircraft people have been sending in, because I quite like making aircraft in Kerbal, and we'll maybe do a little bit of messing around with them. And I also might have a crack at replicating the Meteor Buster, which is the aircraft I designed for IORC. Because one of their very recent craft that was submitted looked a hell of a lot like it, and it kind of reminded me of it. I was like, oh, that could be kind of fun. So, we have a bunch of aircraft mods. This is a fresh save, it's not the campaign save. We're on creative, so we can just do whatever we like, including BD Armory, which means we can do things like this. Yeah, we have functional weaponry. So I figured we'd have a crack at remaking some of the craft you guys have sent in, and indeed, as you can see by this one, some of my own as well, and having a bit of a muck around with them. Maybe even set them up for dogfighting later on. Oh, I think I've overcooked the guns. Yeah, of course, this is Aviator's Arsenal adding these World War II guns. So these are 20mm, I guess Spanish, judging by the name, cannons. Which also means they're not very. Most guns from World War II, let's say, jam fairly quickly if you overcook them. You might also notice this. I don't know what's going on here either. Anyone who's used propellers in Kerbal for a long time knows that they tend to be a bit on the jank side. The modded ones, I think Fire Spitter, which is the plugin that they all still use for it, is a little on the ancient side and is a little bit variable in how well it's actually working at any given time. So I think that's what's going on here. Do like how it looks. But yeah, let's try and land this thing. We'll head to the hangar, and we'll have a crack at replicating some of your crafts. We're going to start with what will actually also be a real-life replica, because we're going to start with the first aircraft I received, but not the replica of my light bomber. We're going to start with Revengeful Lobster's Vulcan, the Avro Vulcan bomber. So shut the guns down just in case while we're landing. Flaps out. Do we have a thrust reverser? Yep. And shut that. The thing is as well, when it stops, I won't wait for it to stop because it'll be there for a while, but when that propeller does stop, you'd see that it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It looks fine when it's like starting up. It's just the actual disk effect where something's clearly gone wrong. It's sort of displaying properly, but it's also clearly not so much. But yes, so next, the Vulcan, which will be primarily probably replicated off this one image I have up, so it might look a little bit jank compared to the real thing, but it's the RL, Revengeful Lobster, Vulcan. We're going to try and roughly replicate its weapon loadout. That doesn't look quite right. Yeah, OPT's one of them. We've got the Spaceplane Plus mods. They basically just put a bunch on and we'll look for something that looks about right. That's not too far up, but that's definitely not right. Nope, that's for like a passenger liner. Whoop. That's the wrong button. The easiest way might be to merge it inside something. Yeah, I think that's going to be right in this case. So, not quite like that. It's got like a rounded front. Do we have anything that looks kind of like that? Yeah, if we merge this into a larger nose, It's a little steep, though. Do we have anything that's a bit like that, a bit shallower? Yeah, that'll do it. Right. Ideally, it'd be more covered at the back, but that's fine. Right. Should be a sort of curved nose. I don't know quite how the engines are mounted. I might be able to quickly open up a reference image. Every time I do that, it's going to Alt-Tab. Great. That is not ideal. In fact, I might even... I don't think there's any good way to do this. Tell you what. We'll put it over here. We'll throw it up here so you guys can see it on screen. Right. So, Avro Vulcan. Got a look at this thing. Why not? I'll just straight up show you guys the references. So, it's been based on a combination of that and this, which is the actual one he sent me. Go over here. Let's see. That's quite a good image. So yeah, sort of pointy nose, tail goes back. Okay, so the intakes are on the inside of the wing. That's one thing. That's the bit I was looking for. Right. So for the nose, I guess we could. There's a fuel tank that's sort of curved, isn't there? Where is that? Trying to find it. I know these parts are here. I don't know what they're called. So, oh, hang on. It sort of help if I sorted by size, wouldn't it? There we go. And if we sort of merge that into a size 2 fuel tank, that's. Having on tail. It's about 3 nose lengths, and then it kind of squares off, huh? Could even use that. There's the very tail work. Oh, got a picture of it. Oh, is that round? Is that a turret? It's not. Oh, but does have a sort of square bit. I've seen that before, huh? Okay. Well, we'll do a sort of round cap on this anyway for now. We'll work out that little square bit later. As I don't know if I've said this yet, but this might end up being a long episode because but it's a special, so that's fine. Could even do one of those, could we? No, that's too small. I probably should have had not procedural parts. Tweak scale. I probably should have had tweak scale on because then we'll be able to adjust the scale of these parts we're putting on, but it might actually not be a good round equivalent. Actually, there should be something, right? It's under aero. Oh, or that would do it. It's not ideal, but actually that, if anything, might be closer. Yeah, it's a little short, but I think that looks about right. Okay, so the wings. Kind of looks like those would be the right shape, right? Yeah, if we did those and then filled out the back, put control surfaces at the back. Oh yeah, one of the things I wanted to mention as well, because I said about merging a few ideas. This was also merging another idea from way back, technically from the depths, but someone mentioned simply they'd like to see just some builds just done for fun at some point. So you can kind of also consider this part of that, I suppose. Ooh. That's kind of the right shape, but I think it's way too big. Yeah, it might have slightly flatter wings. What is that? Oh, okay. I don't recognise that, but it's, I forget it's OPT, we got that as well. Yeah, OPT adds very sort of stylised sci-fi wings, while some of the other mods add some, I guess, more conventional ones. Of course, we've got that will need to be smaller than that. That will also need to be smaller than that. Hang on. There's that Z fighting again as well that I was talking about a few episodes back. Very much an issue in Kerbal as well, especially with the flat wings. There we go. If anything... Yeah, if anything we want a square. Come on, where is it? Oh, it's because I... Okay, we probably want to... I can't search by that. Apparently. Oh, come on. Sorry about this, YouTube. I try to find this one slimline wing part, and I can't find... Oh, hang on. That's it. There we go. There we go, and it doesn't quite work. Right. Ooh, that's kind of cool. It's not the right shape, but that looks kind of neat. Oh, hang on. Could we go... So it does kind of slope back. Could we actually go, if anything, like that? It's not an ideal curve for the end of the wing, but it kind of looks like it. If we went... Oh, where's that really thin one? We could also do an aileron sideways that's just fixed in place and doesn't move. Was that a tiny one? Oh, tiny little wing block. That might do it. That's not awful looking. It's not amazing, but it's not bad. Does it need to move closer? It does need to be a little bit closer to the end of the wing, is the only thing I would say there. Or the end of the body, I should say. Fuselage. Fuselage, that's the word. I always struggle with those. It's always when I'm recording, it's just like, hang on. Hang on, how do I do words? How do I do the language I was literally brought up to speak? Right. Now, that's interesting that they've got the slot wings, because I thought they had a couple of round holes, but maybe that's... No, I can't see that on any of these references, so I guess I'm imagining that. Right, so we now need to merge some intakes into the end of the wing. I don't know that we have a sort of square slot intake, so they might still be rounded anyway. Look at there. Oh, it's an air brake. I haven't used these mods for a while. I haven't played Kerbal really for a little while, so I am a little out of the loop. We may end up having to have something like that. Is there a way to... Too big, isn't it? We might have to merge something smaller in. Oh, hang on. Where are those square strip intakes? They would do it if we had a few of those, maybe. Oh, where is it? These, yeah. If I could somehow... Oh, hang on. Can't you stack these? If I was to go... So, because you could stack these like this, can't you? Let's move this further forward. Yeah, if we lined up a bunch of these and then moved them into position, that might do it. Do a sort of slot-shaped intake. I think we've got... I'm not quite sure how we're going to... Hang on. I think I need to turn on auto strut, and then we'll be able to... That'll be able to sort of fix itself in place inside the wing, and it shouldn't clip and explode immediately. I believe I can do that from settings. Advanced tweakables, that's the one. I believe. Hopefully it won't crash. I did have a crash earlier when I was doing some recording testing. I loaded in my fighter the first time and it just immediately crashed. I think that's an issue with the modded landing gear. Landing gear and modded Kerbal have also always been a bit jank. That's probably about the right scale. If any of you might be... Yeah, that. On auto strut enabled. Yep. In theory, that should be alright. That should actually... Hey, look at that. That's not too bad. That kind of looks like the intakes. Right. How are the engines mounted? They just come straight out the back of the wing. Okay. We'll probably do... Yeah, Panthers, I think, will be the right engine type for that. Mark? Nope, only Mark 1s. I think Panther's the right name. The sort of fighter jet standard engine. Yeah, they're quite smoothly integrated, really. So if we do the same, yeah, same as we've got on the nose, but take the radar part off. Why is it cruising to it? There we go. Swap that out for the one that's just the aerodynamic cone. If I can find it. Oh, hang on. Oh, we'll go if we do it in one part even. We're not going to be short on fuel because we've got the Mark II body parts. And hopefully that will be enough air intakes to run these 4 engines. It should be reasonably speedy. And we'll fit it with some bombs as well if we can. That's not quite right. Just realised that isn't. I think that's more like it. And we can go... Once again, move that up. So those two line up. Again, it's a bit more bold than the regular ones. I'd ideally have them... Well, I guess ideally the wings would be thicker all the way through, so we'll have to make do with that. Right. What's next? The tail, right? Oh, Bombay. That's another thing we haven't done. I think we've also got kind of the wrong hull shape. I think it's sort of taller, but again, we'll be fine. Yeah, Bombay, actually, we might want to... Oh, no, does it have Bombay? Well, the one on the model is external racks, but it must be... No, it's got internal Bombays. Okay. They got them kind of on the wing. We might mount them externally. No, we have Mark II cargo bays. We can do that, can't we? Yeah, we'll have to take those off and put them back on again in a sec. Right. Go for that. Payload. Like I say, it's a rough replica. Oh no, I know what we need to do. We need to do the control surfaces, don't we? Because at the moment it's in our turn, and we also need to do the tail. So the tail is pretty much... There's a bit of a ridge on it, but it's otherwise pretty much just a vertical tail. Or a slanted tail, something like that. I was going to say something like that would do it. A little small, maybe. Okay, so I guess APT has its own wing types. That's interesting. But not what we're looking for. We want... I've got some larger pre-built wings, because I think there is something that's about the right shape. Was I imagining it? Yeah, I was going to say no. We saw them earlier, didn't we? It's far too big. It has got quite a large tail. Got something nearly that big, but not quite. It's not too bad, but I think that's not going to look quite right because of where they've mounted the thing. Yeah, I think they've got some stuff that's kind of right, but nothing that's quite the right shape. That, so we'll make our own. Right. Again, it's kind of 2/3 that height. I might even just go for that for the sake of... No, hang on, we can build a 2/3 one, can't we? We can go C and D. There we go. Again, sorry if I'm a little slower on this episode. I'm trying to think the ways to do these. Does it sort of slant back? It absolutely does. So we'll go... Now we want the 2. Clips into the tail a bit, but that's fine. And then slope down. So like that, and then we'll have it level out and go into that shallow slope. Yeah, one of those. We want a... There's a longer one of those, isn't there? I think the K's the tiny one. Yep. Not the C. Actually, yeah, the C. C's fine. No, that's not quite right. It does need to be a steeper slope than that. Right. Yeah, that's what we want. We want one that just goes straight up to it. Bigger than that. There should be a... something like the D? Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Oh. It's not the best looking one. Is there one that is designed to attach on the other side? I have a feeling there is, but I can't think. Laugh me what it's called. Or are we going to have to go make do with a... Might have to do that in 2 pieces to make that look quite right. Oh, but that gets us the problem of being right back where we started, because it's too thin. Ah. Oh, dear. Okay, we'll go with the D. No, it doesn't look right. Ah. Delta, oh. Yeah, hang on. Take that off. Take that off. That there. Copy of that. Put that there. And this on there. Or if there's one that's actually meant to go on that side. Not D. Same size but the other way around. Yeah, like that. There we go. Oh, so it actually lined up. This doesn't annoy me forever. And there we go. That's not not perfect, but that's not too bad. It's got a sort of square strip over the top, and I can add that. Just sink it down a little bit. Not quite that tall. The thing is, it's sort of clipping in. Hang on. Let's we'll maybe use a little structural girder or something. If there's something like that. That's not a bad little cap, actually. I know it's meant to be for mounting bombs, but... yeah, it's not quite the right thing, but it kind of looks nice as a bit of a cap to it. We'll do that. It's not strictly 100% accurate, but it looks alright. Right. Next check. Aerodynamics. Any good? Aye, not quite. Oh, one thing, you're carrying the wrong type of fuel, and I think I've forgotten to put fuel switcher. That's fine. That's an easy fix. That fixes 2 issues in 1. Let's put some landing gear on it, and then we'll load it up with some bombs. Where are the landing gear on this thing? 1 at the front. Yeah, 2 at the back in the middle of the wings. Okay. Oh, but in the back, so more like here. Let's also enable auto strut, auto strut, auto strut, auto strut, auto strut, and same for the wings. All the bits that I think might be a bit wobbly. For you two, and you guys have already got it. Excellent. Right. Let's add one to the nose, which will also be large. Yeah, it should tilt very slightly up on the runway, which is good, because that makes them a lot easier to take off. Oh, control surfaces. Right, I keep forgetting that. Big flaps towards the outside of the wing by the look of it. Right. Yes, then we've got some big ones from one of the mod packs. I know they should technically thin out, but I think that looks alright. And it's very quick. These... oh. Helps if symmetry's on. Right, and then those off, deploy. That is correct. These will be only for roll. You'll be for your... Oh! It doesn't have... they'll have to be for pitch as well, won't they? I just realised it doesn't have... Actually, no. These could be for pitch. I just realised it doesn't have... It's only got 2 sets of control surfaces. That's kind of unusual, actually. Okay. Now, let's go. BD Armory. Need a... weapon... what do they call it? Is it computer? There's like a fire control computer that's used to like select the weapons and things. Legacy? Misk? I'm not searching properly now, hang on. Reload that. There we go. These are all the old parts. Weapon manager, there we go. That's what lets us switch between our weapons. Where is it? Next weapon, and number 2 will be fire guns or fire missile. That should do all of it. I think they have... Do they have a nose gun? Can't see anything that looks like one, actually. Maybe not. Okay. It'll just be bombs then. What is that? Oh! Fighter jet engine. Gotcha. Okay, yeah, it is a fighter jet engine. Right. Bombs. Let's load her up. Oh, that's another one that needs to be auto strut enabled just in case. I think it's okay because it actually is attached to the thing, but there's like a rotating bomb rack that's a bit awkward to set up, but can be quite fun. Yeah, there it is. You can do length. Do I have to reattach it? Yeah, hang on. If we attach from the front, not to the outside of the hull, that's not quite right. A little sigh of patience. Right, come on. Attach, right. Length. Oh. When I attach to the front, it then... It's attached again. Length again. Okay, one more I think we'll have it. Actually, the... Oh, is that max? No, it still doesn't fit in the bay. Right. Definitely ought to strut that. Doesn't fill the bay entirely anyway. Let's load in some... Snake eyes, I believe, are the ones with the... Oh. I thought it had, So it had bomb attachment nodes. I guess that's broken. I guess it's either broken or it's not there anymore. I think it did say some of the old stuff doesn't work anymore necessarily, but... Yeah, do we want snake eye bombs? They're quite fun. Yeah, why not? Snake eyes. These are like a, these have got air brakes on them, so when they drop, they actually slow down. Yeah, we'll assume this one's been kitted out for medium load. Or low yield or whatever, but... Right! I think we can quickly auto-strut these, and then... Oh, it already is. Let's give it a go. Let's give this fella a fly. I forgot about these. Right, I was going to say I forgot about Kerbin's loading times. I thought I set these to... I never set them in the action groups, did I? Why are you different? Oh no, okay. I guess we just don't have flaps. That might be a problem. Why are they different? I thought that was something that didn't happen, but okay. Oh. Uh-oh, we're having flameouts. Mind you, these are designed for high-speed flight, so we should get better as it gets faster. I've also just realised I haven't, Oh, it takes off, okay. I haven't action grouped the engines for afterburners. Hang on. Switch mode, and... Switch mode. Hang on, what did I assign that to? Oh, No, stage. Yeah, whoops. No, 3. Switch mode. Switch mode. Make an afterburn. Yeah, look at that. That's not too bad. That looks somewhat convincing. It's not the best replica in the world. It doesn't really quite have the wings curve, but that's, as you can see, a little bit technical to replicate. I never really tried using these wings for much because I could never really get them to look right. They always feel like they're designed for one size of craft. But actually, merging them with those wings actually seems to work quite nicely. Not carrying any oxidizer, are we? We are carrying oxidizer, so we could also shed some weight from this thing at some point. But yeah, I'd say flight-wise, that seems to fly just fine. Can put on a bit of a burst of speed. So afterburners. Should we do a bit of a bombing run on the space center? I know it seems a bit mean, but pull some nice high G turns, which is quite an impressive thing for a bomber. Yeah, it looks like the air intakes are a little iffy even on the ground because they're not providing quite enough air at a stop, but it seems like once they're up to speed, they're fine. We're going to be able to go supersonic if we push it. I think we can, right? It is around the 300 mark, isn't it? It's not bad for the bomb bay doors being open. Please don't disintegrate. We're okay. Actually turn a bit sharper with those on afterburn because it gives us a bit more thrust vectoring. I'm going to aim for the VAB. You don't need the VAB, we'll build them space planes. We'll build airplanes even. Actually, you know what, let's try and hit that satellite dish as well. Oh. 3 bombs out. Might even come in for a second run. Hey! We got a hit! I don't think we destroyed the center, but we did destroy a fuel tank next to it, which is kind of interesting. You definitely can destroy the main VAB if you hit it hard enough. Jebediah Kerbin boldly going to make an even bigger mess of the place than the rocket crews already regularly do. And the right button to drop. Alright, let's see if we can hit that satellite dish. Should be that building there and the satellite dish there. Good hit. One of them in the wrong place, but we'll take that. In fact, did we launch an extra bomb? We have used them all, right? Yeah. Ah, I don't know what happened there. But yes. I would say this one's a success. So thank you, Revengeful, for providing the inspiration. We'll take this thing in for a landing, and then we'll go launch the next one. Surprisingly fun building replicas. We won't have so much. We won't have so much reference photos to work from on the next few, but we'll do what we can. I believe the next one is so zooming in because I'm also scrolling up the Discord chat. Try and find it. The next one is... Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. I'll have to tab out in a sec to sort that one, but let's focus on getting this thing landed first. Because we don't have thrust reversers, and deploying the flaps doesn't really seem to be working, so... Oh, mind you, we're sort of heavy, so we're slowing down a little bit naturally anyway. We'll be okay. Got nice big glidey wings. And brake. That's it. Come on, turn us the other way. Oh, we're going to do a drift. Woo! And then the wheels bite in. I see. Well, that's... There you go. Speed brake. I'd say that went rather well. I'll wait to make sure that it's definitely loaded back in okay, and then I'll pull up the next of the craft, and we'll see what we're building next. I think it's, it might be a tiny little light fighter. Like teeny tiny. Right, YouTube related. On the old chat. But yeah, if you wonder where I'm getting these from, I'm getting them from the Discord. These are ones people have sent in to me. Yeah, the next one is not Damadox. It's it is Damadox. It's Damadoc's little Sparta 2. Is it Sparta or Sparta? Sparta. This is a teeny little propeller fighter. So I'm going to make this one quite small. It's smaller than my one. Right. Size. Do we have any size 2 little cockpits? We do! If anything, that might be the best size to make it. Let's say a little fella. Right. It's got 2 propellers. Is there a small engine that has less blades? That also has 3. That has 3. There might be a better shape, actually, if anything. Yeah, I think that is a better shape, actually. I thought there was a 2-blade propeller. That's got way too many. Those are too big. Okay. We'll have to settle for 3. Right. By replica, of course, in these ones' cases, replica is a bit of a strong term. There's not a tremendously defined shaping from the depths at that scale, because obviously it's almost always going to be box at that point. It's just everything gets so small. But I'll do what I can. Yeah, but at least try and replicate the weapons loadout. Is there a tiny tail? There are, but they are too thick. Right, we might indeed just be doing a little, using the little nose cunes. That's the wrong thing. That's why it wasn't working earlier. Right. What I think for this we could do is... not the seat, the base size. There are some tiny little ones. The F. Is that right? I kind of want... No, that's not quite right. Want something very little. Might even try that, actually. Fit the elevons inside here. It's still too wide. Could I even potentially attach ailerons to ailerons? No. Okay. Had a bit of an idea there, but no go. Yeah, something like those G-type connector. Oh, the H. Yeah, there we go. Might be doing a bit of clipping. Yeah, if I go... if I put them here, we'll have to do some clippings. This might be a bit Z-fighter. I'll try and avoid that if I can, but... it's a bit annoying, but it's not too bad. And it does match the shape. There we go. That looks like a nice little tiny rear tailplane. Watch it not be the right size and have physics problems. Right. And we'll do the same detail. Yeah, we do the same, but just full width. We could fit some larger control surfaces in. Oh, look at that. No trouble. Right. Tiny little tail fin. That's way too big. Might even do hang on. Put that forwards. Yeah, that doesn't look quite right. Reworking time. Actually, there might even be a built-in fin that fits that shape. Yeah, I was going to say, I thought there was something. Oh my god, maybe not. I really did need a tweak scale, didn't I, for this one? But you know what, it's fine. It's kind of interesting to try and replicate something a bit unusual like this manually. Right. We have a small... No, I think that actually is the best bet, isn't it? That, Oh, unless I just do another one of these vertically. Yeah, I could just do another one of these vertically. Why didn't I think of this? Although, is it going to clip out the bottom? Yeah, not only is it too tall, it clips out the bottom. That's not going to work. Right. I think that's right. We start by just literally clipping one of those into the side of the craft. Guess it would just be something like that then. Guess we'll just go with that. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Right. Oh, yeah, this is the DDK Spatter. Right, and then it has 4 underslung cannon, or 4 underslung machine guns of some sort, and 2 rocket pods. So, we shall arm it as such. MGs make sense to me, rather than cannons, I would actually say. Cannon. They look very nice, but they are much too long. Yeah, also to be careful, I'm not going to hit that. Oh, is this... Ah, wing-mounted rockets! Oh, excellent. That'll do for the rocket loadout. 40mm cannon, jeez. No. This is going to have teeny little machine guns. 50 cal? 50 cal seems right. For, I assume a lot of my subscribers are from America, so 50 cal seems right. Yeah, and they have 2 of them with a bit of spacing in between, so we'll go for that. $50 cal. Let's see how the weight balance is looking. I'll mount these on in the tail fins. So and we can use that to hide the Z finding, so I don't have to look at it. Excellent. Right, and then we want 4 underslung rocket mounts for the wings. Right. HVAR. High velocity. Aircraft rocket. Oh, World War II. Oh, look. That's kind of perfect, right? No, it's not. They're way too big again. Right. Okay. Smaller? Okay, I think the rail-mounted ones make sense. Is there a... Oh, drop fuel tanks. Okay. That's neat, but again, not quite right. Yeah, we'll go for the rails. The regular. It technically has 4 rockets under each wing. Oh, God. But because of the size of them, we'll stick to 2. I'm not even that happy with how long those rails are, but they do look way too long. Is there a way to change that? No. I might even have a look at the other rockets we get. Oh, what is this? Oh. I mean, that's kind of right, isn't it? That's a heavy can to shoot down bombers. You're going to try and use it against fighters, aren't you? No. Don't know what you're talking about. Although those are kind of also good for the... Yeah, that's kind of more accurate, right? Because the wing... Ah, we'll leave the guns on there. That would be more accurate because the wings are kind of mounted like that, but... Alright, fine. We'll leave those on there. The rails look really long, but... It's fine. We'll live with it. Right, let's try and fit some landing gear on this somewhere. Squeeze some landing gear on it. It's so small. It is very cute, but it is very small. Right, which I suppose is fitting, given what the original looks like. I'm feeling this might actually be one we call slightly challenging to fly. Right. Okay, that should be right. Oh, I should probably also... Oh, I can't really upload these to the Steam Workshop. Tell you what, if you guys want me to as well, I'll chuck these up on the Discord along with a bit of a mod list. There's not too many. Like I said, it's a bunch of the aircraft mods. I will move that so it's not blocking the fin. Yeah, I guess we'll do that there. Right, what am I doing? Weapon controller, that was it. Legacy... No, not the cannon off an M1 Abrams. That is a little large. Wouldn't this be? What's that for? Not sure what you'd use that on. Right, hang on. Controller. There we go. Not modular missile guidance. Weapon manager, even. That's the one. Oh, come on. I don't have a good spot for this. Underneath? I would say underneath, but I can't get down there. Ah! I don't want to mount this off to the side because I have a feeling the weight balance is going to be a little... Well, this one's already going to be a little bit finicky to fly, I think. Right. So, it will be... 1 for next weapon. 2 for fire. Alright. Let's give Damadot's little microfighter, the Sparta, a little fly about, shall we? Oh, it's quick. Okay, I suppose I should expect that. It has a weight of nothing. Also just realised those are set wrong. Oh, shoot, I've... Whoops. That is my bad. I forgot to set up the control surfaces, and I think you guys probably noticed this. I accidentally turned off pitch. That's the one that rear one is supposed to be doing. Right. You're just supposed to be doing pitch. And you're just supposed to be doing yaw. This one might not fly great anyway. It is incredibly teeny. But we'll see what we can do. I'll at least get one good flight off. We could always idle a little bit until we get to the end of the runway and then take off. It'll probably be fine once it's in the air. Or at least fine, quote unquote. But the as long as you've got the center of lift just... Oh, I can never remember. I think it's the center of lift just behind the center of weight mass. You're normally okay. Center of weight, I almost said, which is... I think sort of correct, but also not really. Landing this is the bit that spooks me a little bit. Oh my god. Okay. She is up, and she is wobbly. Okay. Can't quick save, we're about to crash. Look, it's not that bad, okay? We're flying at the moment. How many guns this thing looks like it has. Okay, we're coming for a bit of a strafing run. Yeah, I like how the game just thinks I'm permanently about to crash. Okay, maybe right, but don't let it know I said that. Right. There's 2 Kerbals in this thing, apparently. Yeah, we can do the cockpit view. Oh god. Stable flight. Oh, is that satellite dish still broken? Oh, we might have done revert to hangar. You know what we could do? We could turn the... we could not have the weapon selected while I do that, for one thing. We do authority limited of... I've just wasted all our rockets. Dang it! Okay, yeah, reducing the authority limit to 5 degrees does improve the control a lot. So I will do that in hangar before we start our next one. Let's reload and quickly... we'll do that on the launch pad and we'll do a proper rocket strike. But yeah, that seems to improve the controllability a lot. Ironically enough, by giving it less control. Therefore, slowing it down a little bit. Right, 5 degrees, basically. Limit how far you can move. We just try and lift up. Does that help its control on the runway? Lets it reach a higher speed on the runway, but... Okay, yeah, that does actually control a little bit better like that. Yeah, actually, yeah. Putting that up to 30 so it can turn faster, but reducing the turn on those. Yeah, that's a bit more controllable now. It's sluggish, which is quite impressive for something this tiny, but that's probably because it's not long enough. It can't get much leadership? What am I talking about? Leverage. What is it with me and words? I like to think I'm reasonably like articulate, and then it's just all of a sudden like, and yes, and Alright, switching to rockets. Destroy. Go. Hey, direct hit. Shall we see if we can land this teeny little fella? I think we should. I like how this thing is actually not moving fast enough that the game lets me quick save. So we will not be able to revert if this thing goes wrong. We either land it right first time or we die. This thing is apparently so slow that it thinks it's just constantly going to crash. Which is not the worst thing in the world in dogfights. Sometimes actually being able to shed energy very quickly is a good thing, but not being able to get it in the first place is not so much. Getting a bit of speed though. Yeah, which we're going to lose the moment we turn. I had a feeling that might be the case. Engine down a bit. Actually, hang on, we've got thrust reverser, haven't we? Don't trust this thing's stability on the runways. That might be a good thing. Oh, engine off. Brake. Ooh. So yeah, all we broke there was the rails. So I will consider that a reasonably successful landing. But yeah, there we go. There's a little spather. Like I say, I'll update the controls and I can maybe throw the craft files up on the YouTube related section of the Discord. If you guys want to mess around with them yourself, if you happen to own Kerbal. Very cute plane. Probably works better in From the Dead than it does here. I'll say that much. That it, right. Let's wait for it to load back in. Let's make those changes quickly before I forget, and then we'll be on to the next thing. 5 degrees and 30 degrees. Save. Right, what's next? You guys can look at that. Well, in the meantime, I think this one ended up in general. The next one... Yeah, there's only 3 in total at the moment that were... Well, there's a few more planes, but there's 3 really unique ones that I wanted to do. Right. Next, last of the subscriber ones, and then we'll be doing my one, and then we'll be good. Mu 2014's Fighter, which I do mean to do a quick showcase of in From the Depths. But we haven't got there yet, and that is why specifically I installed all the spaceplane parts, partly for one of my own. Oh shoot, no, it's the Mark IV I needed for my own. Ah, I have forgotten about that. Oh well, right. I think one of these did look like it though, so we might be able to use these instead. Or have I literally just picked up the wrong one? If I have, I'm going to work out something else for it. That kind of looks like it, but it's not the right thing. I think it's because I was thinking of a different one. I was thinking of the Mark IV spaceplane parts. This is kind of like it, with the sort of flattened beak front. Have I got anything that's closer? It's not quite that flat. It might be a bit rounder than the one I'm looking at. Just realised I could throw that up here so you know what I'm looking at. This is what it looks like. Right. I'm going to move that out of the way though so I can have it open in the other screen while I record. Right. Or while I build, I should say. Yeah, it should be a very square body, which again is where that mod pack would have been ideal, but it's fine. We'll work with this. So, to have a rounded body, we might have to empty some of the fuel out of it, or it's going to be way too heavy. I don't know if it's big enough, though. Do we have an option to just do liquid fuel? I guess not, right? Because I forgot to install a fuel switch. Yeah, it's too small. Okay, it'll have to be one of those. That's kind of the right size. Actually, it'd probably work, right? Because of the engine I'm thinking of using. Right. I think we do want that one, though, for now. And then we can maybe Yeah, maybe that and that is about right lengthwise. We'll empty out the oxidizer. We'll probably empty out a fair chunk of the liquid fuel. Probably be a bit on the heavy side. Right. Then there is a single engine. This one might be a little bit tricky to get flying properly. There's a single engine kind of mounted at the back. A long tube shape. Where is that big Goliath turbo bypass engine or whatever it's called? That's not the one either. Right. They're not sorted by size. That's why I can't find it. What is that? Oh, God, the nuclear ramjet. Safe. No, that's not what we're... I say that, and then I realise it is about the right size. And not too far from the shape either. God dang it. Bad idea.jpg. I could potentially make it out of Mark II parts, and that would actually be about the right size and shape, and it would actually put the engine in line, so it'd probably fly. Okay. Bad idea, ho. We're going with that. Right. It will mean the window is a bit less of the right shape, because it's got a sort of, as you saw, like a bit of a wider shape, but... What the hey, we'll do it. That's not tremendously accurate shape-wise, though. That's the only thing, is that cockpit is actually really the right shape. That one's not too bad either, though, actually. Is that one right? No, it's not. It's that one. Actually, yeah, that's not too bad. It's got the wide front. It's got the shape at the front. It is sort of flatter. No, it's too big, I think. That's definitely not right. How about that one? Too pointy. Mark II? Actually, the standard Mark II is not too bad for that, actually. We'll go with that. Right. Body. This one is armed just with cannons, so we don't need any particular, like, bomb base. That will go there, but we'll want, narrow out the tail first, although... How does that look? That narrows it nicely, but we can't mount the engine. Right. We want... It's a shortish curve, so we could probably go for that one. Yeah, because this will make it a bit longer. Then we'll clip this one. Normally the intake doesn't come quite that high up. I'll put it back to there. It'll be a bit longer, but... Yeah, actually, I think it'll have to come forwards a bit because it's longer, but it's such a cool premise, the idea of having the nuclear turbojet. This is a crazy future engine. Right. It has two fins that come out from... I've got to do the fins before I can do the rest of the engines. This is the way this thing is shaped. Yeah, they kind of come out from there, honestly. They could be a little bit... I'll change the angle on them in a sec, but we'll get the shape of them right. They kind of don't really... They are actually kind of square looking, so we'll just have... where is that small wing part? There we go. Does have a sort of cap that is a bit like that shape-wise. We'll put the longer bit towards the front, and we'll put some control surfaces on them so they can actually work. Because of course I want to make the things actually fly. Oh, the only thing is, let's put them flat so we can align the control surfaces. They are sort of about there-ish, and then they are at a shallower angle than that, so they'll probably be about a 45-degree angle. Maybe a bit flatter than that, actually, considering. Okay. Also auto-strut those. Right. Auto-strut to the heaviest part, which is the engine, of course. Right, then we've got to do the main wings, which also have their own engines, so this thing's going to have a two-engine setup. Which is actually probably pretty good, because that'll mean it won't suffer so much from the rather heavy. I think the body's longer. That's actually why it looks weird. I think the body should be longer. Sorry, I just realised this. Liquid fuel tank. There we go. And then this can come forwards. Yeah, there we go. That's a little better. Right. Yeah, the wings, actually, I'll probably do... They do sort of get thinner towards the end, but we'll do these. If anything, it kind of needs to be... I think those are right, actually. Could we do 2 to make them thicker? Okay, if we had them larger, but... Do we have any pre-made wings that are the right size? No, that's too big. Means those are going to be as well. Yeah, okay. Now, if we do some combining again. Does that look right? Yeah, actually, that's not too bad. Yeah, and the curve is steeper at the front than the back. Okay. We'll go with that. They've got sort of square bits on the wingtips. Not really... Oh, we can read those with jet intakes, can't we? Because it will need some It will need some intakes anyway. Aerodynamics. Where's those square tip intakes? Adjustable ramp intakes. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. Then the actual engines themselves, we'll put them on pre-cooler mounts because they look cool. There is no other reason for that. They just look neat. Cue the Marge Simpson. I just think they're neat. Right, and then these will also be the Panther engines. Again, it's a fighter. We could even do the Saturns. Try those. What's the difference to the Saturns? Geometry. What the hell? We'll do the Saturns for the sake of them being a bit different each. Right. I might just extend the wings a bit if we've got a good way to do that, because they are a little bit short. And also we need to actually check the positioning and check this thing looks like it'll actually fly, of course. Actually, I think it'll have to be that size because I don't think we have a way to extend it. Oh, control surfaces. That's what we need. I knew there was something. Right. There is an angled control surface. I just need to find it. There we go. Set that one up as the flaps. That one will be the roll. This is another one that doesn't have a secondary set of control surfaces, so I really hope we can make this work. I might even leave them all on apart from this one, which again will be the brake flaps. Ah. Right. Brakes will toggle deploy. Oh, this is the... what was it? Mu. This will just be the mu. The mu... what did we call it? Where was the name? Light Fighter Bomber J3. Call it the J3. I don't know why it's called the Fighter Bomber. It does not have bombs. So just call it the Mu J3. That was one thing I forgot to mention to the guy because I was talking to him about it yesterday. Yes, I don't know why it's called the Fighter Bomber when it does not have any, but oh well. Auto strap basically everything. It's fine. Right. So landing gear. Of course, most of these crafts don't have any in their original models because it's from the depth. You don't need it. And terrain is jank enough already without trying to actually land something on it that's moving at high speed. But Kerbal, we need it. Right. It's a little stubby. That should be okay. How's the center of mass and everything? Yeah, I had a feeling that might be the case. It's heavy at the back. We can move the wings back a bit, though. They are quite near the back. The only problem is we have the heavy engines as well. That might be okay. Yeah, if we move those quite far back, that should be okay. Oh dear. Yeah, this tail fin worries me a little bit, though. Tell you what, let's move that back a bit and move it in a bit. It doesn't need to be... Yeah, I think the controls of this might be a little janky. We'll give it a go. I'd be very tempted to add, even if it doesn't look quite right for the craft, I'd be very tempted to add some very small control surfaces up the nose if this doesn't work. Right the nose. Right. The other thing we need to do, of course, is arm it. And this one has a slightly different weapons loadout. So, I have to manage it. Maybe not on... Yeah, maybe to the side of the supersonic intake and not directly in front of it. This thing might have the potential to go very fast. If that engine will work, because these are a little bit of a weird one. Which you'll get to see shortly. This is probably going to be quite heavy as well. But it's got quite powerful engines. Set 3 to toggle the mode on those as well, because they have afterburners. Right, so, in terms of armament, it has got 2 autocannons on the side at the front. And I would say these are more modern. Guns... Probably not the 50 mils. We probably want actual, Vulcan cannons. That's what I think we'll go for here. And what do they fire, remind me? 20 by 102 ammo. Put the ammo on as we go, because otherwise I forget about it. I forget what it was, more importantly. 20 by 102. It's interesting that the BWI, the armory mod has a case level on the armor. Is that meant to be like BattleTech style like cases in to stop ammunition explosions when you're hit? I wonder if that's what that's meant to be. And then at the front, it has a beefy boy. As a rotary cannon, we are going to represent this with the traditional rotary cannon, of course, the GAU-8. If we can fit it. Which I think we'll be able to, but I will do some moving. Ah, that might balance us out a bit, actually, because it's also quite heavy. Yeah, it's actually helping rebalance the craft a little bit. Only thing is, we might have to also... Do not question how one fits the landing gear for an aircraft. Oh, I was going to say inside a cannon. We don't have to. We can just move the cannon forwards a little bit. Right. There we go. That's about balanced right. This needs... It's 30mm ammo, right? Where is it? GAU-8. 30 by 173. I don't want to shift the weight too much towards the front. It does still need to be balanced, roughly, but... Right. These auto-strutted, they are. Right. Let's see if we can make this chonker of an aeroplane fly. I love it visually, but it's going to be heavy. Oh, I don't think I did the next weapon thing. Whoops. I can't remember if I did that or not. We'll find out in a minute. Just going to very quickly bring up my recording. Check we're still going. We're all good. We're at the 1 hour mark. 1 hour 07. I know it's a bit a long one, but again, I figured it would be. It's a special after all. I do too many of these. Hopefully I've still got time to record some regular stuff as well afterwards. I'll have a drink first. Right. I did not set that up. I've just tested it. So, 1. Next weapon. 2. Fire. Sounds like some guns are working. Right, let's go. Yeah, so you probably noticed this one won't work straight away. It is entirely possible it won't work at all. But we are reasonably aerodynamic, actually. We've got a fairly pointy front, apart from these, but they are air intakes. Well, it sounds like it's firing up, is it? It is firing up. Yeah, nuclear ramjet. Sounds like a perfectly safe idea, right? If that isn't neaterish, I don't know what is, actually. Not actually generating very much thrust at all, but I believe it doesn't use fuel. Problem being, you need to get it going to operational speed first. Quick save. Hey! Let's go. Let's see how much speed we can get up first. I feel like this is going to be a fast one. Burn off some of that fuel weight. Yeah, I don't know how fast that is, but that's pretty quick. And you know what? It handles okay. I was a little bit worried about having the controls set up the way they are, but it actually seems to be alright. I think we can actually stall this engine if we don't, if we maneuver too sharply, or for too long and we move at too slow a speed, but it's definitely turned into a bit of a zoom and boomer rather than a dogfighter. It's not really necessarily ideal for a loadout like it's with guns, but yep. But I'm copying the loadouts you've actually given me, so if we had one with missiles, we'd have loaded one with missiles. I know the Vulcan sort of does, but it's a bomber, you can kind of load those out for anything. See if we can't strafe the VAB. High speed strafe. That cursor is nowhere near accurate. That wasn't even remotely where I was actually aiming. What's up with the weapon preview there? I'm starting to think this might be the difficult one to land, if anything. But we're going to give it a try. Yeah, they're definitely firing upwards a little bit compared to what they think they are. Are they not mounted quite straight? Is that what it is? They somehow twisted upwards a bit? I don't know. Was it because of the speed we're moving at? I'm not sure, honestly. Use up all that ammo. Yeah, I can't fire for a very long burst with that thing, apparently. Right, let's head and see if we can land this thing. I'm not entirely convinced on this one, but we'll see what we can do. Yeah, for those wondering about the nuclear turbojet, if it's what I think it is, it's not made of aluminium for one thing, I just noticed that. It's probably made of mostly lead. But, no, what that is the idea that you could just run a jet, like an air intake from a jet compressor just directly over a, like, hot uranium reactor core. And that effectively acts like you're igniting the engines with fuel, but you don't actually need to put any fuel in. Because it's so hot, it just ignites the, it's not igniting the air, but the air's expanding, just coming into contact with it. With the downside being, of course, you need to fly a nuclear reactor around, and they are heavy, they are radioactive, and people don't tend to like you flying nuclear reactors over their house. Of course, we do have flaps on this one, so we can slow down a bit when needed. Oh, she's heavy though. She likes to lean. Those flaps are also not deploying in the direction I thought they would, but you know what? That looks alright. Just turn the brakes off just before we land so that we don't brake immediately. Oh, boy. Okay, maybe we do want those on. Oh, we're running out of runway. Come on. Oh, boy. Oh, we broke it a bit, but are the crew going to be okay? Okay, we may have smashed the nuclear reactor open all over the countryside, which is not what we call ideal, but plane came down okay. Rather, the crew did. Suffering the glitchy jitters, but they came down. Let's just appease the Kraken and gently put that down. Right. I could go on and make my own one. I could go on and make the Meteor Buster. It's still an option. But I think because I forgot the mod I kind of wanted to make it with, because I had a really good one in mind for that, to sort of make it at the right scale and everything. Do I just leave it or do I do it now? I think I leave it because, again, I forgot the one I wanted. I had some parts that were really the right shape, but I completely forgot to include them. So yeah, 3 little subscriber crafts. We've got the Spatha. Very cute, very small, a little tricky to maneuver. We've got the Mew G3. Very fast, very hard to land. And we've got the Vulcan. Very fun. Nice flyer. Slightly awkward startup because the thing's got pack enough air through. And of course we've got the light fighter. So yeah, I know it's been a little different. Hopefully you've enjoyed that little what is it? Hour and 15 special of ours. I'll try and get back to doing some From the Depths next, so we don't fall too far behind on that. I think we're working on the battleship still. I guess it'll be working out the shells for the guns. For the secondary gun, the tertiary guns even, the AA. And then, I guess, finishing up the superstructure and the visuals and everything, some decoration. It's kind of nearly done functionally, but we'll also want to test it. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for getting me this far. I really appreciate it. I'm glad you're all enjoying. Here's to 1,000. We might try and, I figure we might even maybe try and do a bit of a stream once we get to 1,000, but we've got a little ways to go yet. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Goodbye. Thank you.